Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to film a October wrap up and then a November TBR. Do things a little bit differently this time. I don't really know what books I want to read this month, so I just bought a little cart that I want to put some of my top priority TBR books on, and I thought I would do a random number generator to select which books on here I will be reading this month.
Alright, so for the books that I read in October, I only actually read 2 books this month. One I read on my Kindle, and then I did read one physical book. So the first book that I read was The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore. It's the second book in the Dream Harbor series. There was definitely a little bit more spice in this one, I feel like, than the first one, but I liked the concept of the book. I love that each of them so far has had a little bit of a mystery aspect, and this one wasn't necessarily that big of a mystery, but she was following clues and went to him to help fulfill this fun summer adventure. So I think I ended up rating that book a 3.5. There's just not a lot of depth to these books in this series, but I have a really good time when I'm reading them, so I definitely recommend them. I think on Goodreads I rated it a 4. It's right kind of in between the 3.75-ish maybe. But I am really excited to read the third one as well. I feel like the first book kind of hinted at a few different couples, but I feel like it hinted more at one that I'm excited for, that I think is gonna be the book that was just announced, that actually comes out I think next spring. But the second book definitely hinted at the third book, and I'm excited for that one. I'm gonna read that one probably in December because it is about a Christmas tree farm. But then the other book that I read this month was a new release for October, and that was The Boyfriend by Freida McFadden. I pre-ordered this one and I was really excited because it actually came out on my birthday, so I was like, what a perfect little birthday gift to myself. And as I was reading it, I have known I like Freida McFadden's writing. I read the entire Housemaid trilogy, and this definitely kept the same idea. I really enjoy her writing. It's so fast-paced, every chapter ends on us learning little crumbs more about what we think is going to happen. The twist that happened was not at all what I expected, and throughout the main part of the book I feel like I was sitting at a 3.54 star. I was enjoying it. It was interesting, but I was I feel like I kind of know where this is going. But as we got into it, I was oh, actually I think this might be the twist, and so I was leaning more towards a 4 star, because I was that would be really interesting. And then when the twist was neither of what I thought was gonna happen, I definitely changed my rating to a 5 star. I think this book was better than The Housemaid, and I really enjoyed that book, so I feel like that's saying a lot, and I'm really excited to read more of her books and see if other books hold up to my rating of this one, or if her writing is just going to continue to get better and better. But she is definitely an auto-buy author for me at this point. These were the only 2 books that I actually finished this month, but I had a really busy month this month. But I'm hoping to get a fair number of books read in November. So let's just go into the TBR portion, and I will show you guys how I'm selecting my books this month.
So moving into the November TBR portion, I want to start by filling this cart with a few books. Alright, so I'm going to quickly go through the books that I pulled to put onto this cart. I have a fair number of them here. This is definitely not all of my books that I haven't read, but these are kind of the ones that I feel give me fall and winterish vibes. I didn't want to put a summary book on here. I'm just going to speed run, tell you what books I'm putting on here, and then just kind of randomly put them on the card up here. I think I'm going to put them on and then spin the card around so that when I get the numbers it'll be a little bit more of a surprise. So the first book I'm putting on here is Flamecaster. Then I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Never Lie by Freed McFadden, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, Caraval by Stephen Garber, Powerless by Elsie Silver, When in Rome by Sarah Adams, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, Indigo Ridge by Daphne Perry, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I have Life as We Knew It, Maze Runner, Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Scythe by Neil Schusterman, The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, Lightlark by Alex Astor, The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz, Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, This Spells Love by Kate Robb, Funny Story by Emily Henry, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. And then I also have, it's like a, what is it, like an anime, a manga, I don't know. But it's the first book in the Sailor Moon series. My brother bought this for me for my birthday last year, and I thought it'd be fun to try out this form of book because I haven't done that before. So of the books I have pulled, I think the ones I'm most excited to hopefully get this month are The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, The Prison Healer, Red Rising, Lightlark, This Spells Love, Caraval, and When in Rome. I think those are kind of like my top ones that I think just perfectly feel like fall. But I do want to randomize this and just see what we get. Alright, so I have 25 books on my TBR card here, so I'm going to use a random number generator to tell me which books I'm going to read. Like I said, I think I'm going to pick 5, and I'll kind of put them on a different part of my cart once I select them. And so let's generate the first one. Is number 24. So that ends up being this book, which Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, which I really wanted to get to this one in October, so I'm actually kind of excited to have it on this TBR. I feel like this would be a good one like at the start of the month, but we will see. I feel like I don't know how much of a mystery mood I'm going to be in, but I feel like it will be a good one for fall still. I don't know much about this book. I think the concept, it's like a haunted house that she's staying in that she inherited from her family, and that is just like filled with like all things spooky, but I don't really know much beyond that. I haven't ever read a Riley Sager book, but I know a lot of people enjoy his writing, so I am excited to try this one. So next one I'm going to do from 1 to 24 this time. And I got 16. So oh, I'm really excited about this one. I was really wanting to read this one soon, and that's When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This is another one that was on my like fall TBR. I have really enjoyed her writing so far. They're all like pretty fast-paced books, and this one just seems like a perfect book for fall. It's a small town. She is a pop star like trying to escape her normal life and goes to a small town where she meets the male main character who is like starting to take over his grandmother's bakery.
I feel like this is gonna be perfect for November because I feel like the bakery and the fall is just like giving Thanksgiving. So the next one is number 12. Ooh, another one I'm excited about. This is Never Lie by Freida McFadden. I just read The Boyfriend by her and I absolutely loved it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Going into it, I was kind of unsure of the concept and I just wasn't sure how great the twist was going to be, but I definitely enjoyed it, so I'm really excited for this one. But I don't know if I'll reach for this one right away because, like I said, I just read another one of her books, but I definitely want to work my way through her backlist. And this is about a couple that like buys or gets stuck at a house that was owned by a psychologist or psychiatrist, and they find like a bunch of her old tapes and they don't really know, like I think the psychiatrist went missing and now they've stumbled upon her old tapes at her home. Maybe I'll do 6 because 6 is a nice even number, even though like I know I won't read all of them. I feel like I want to have a few more choices to choose from. 18. I know this is one I'm not going to end up picking up, but we will see. I might end up in the mood for it. See, these hardcovers are kind of hard to get at this. I should put them on the top one. But this is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Dark academia kind of book, but I don't really know much else about it. I think it has like dark magic and potentially like murder in this book. And I have the second one as well, so I eventually need to read it. I just honestly don't know if this one is going to make the cut this month, but we will see. I feel like November is a really good month for dark academia, so we might get to it. But it's also by Leigh Bardugo, and I absolutely loved Six of Crows, so maybe I'll reach out for it because I liked her writing there. I'm just not sure about it. Alright, so book number 5 is going to be number 9. This is what I'll probably get to. This is the Sailor Moon, whatever they're called. I don't know much about these, but I'll probably get to this one because it'll be a really quick read. And I'm hoping to get my way through this series at some point. Because like I said, I used to watch the show growing up. And I've read a couple of this type of book on my Kindle, so it'd be fun to kind of have a little collection of them here. But with that one, I definitely want to pick one more to choose from because I feel like that one isn't necessarily, like, it's not really a book. I'm gonna like fly through it. It won't take long. So let's pick one more. We got number 3, which is a reread that I was hoping to get to at some point, and that's The Maze Runner. I read this book in probably like my freshman year of high school, maybe middle school, and I own the whole series now. It's just like an interesting concept of a group of teenagers woke up in just like this maze and they had to try to survive their way out of it. So this is another one that I'm not entirely sure if I'll get to this month, but I think it would be really fun to kind of go back to some of these older dystopian books. I reread The Hunger Games earlier this year, and so I kind of want to make my way through some of these older series that used to be so popular. Alright, so let's go over the books that were selected for my November TBR. So the first one is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Second one was When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Never Lie by Freida McFadden. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. The first volume of Sailor Moon. and The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Alright, so this is definitely a very ambitious November TBR, but there's a few books that I am really excited to get to this month. Like I said, I'm also going to be reading Iron Flame, so I'm hoping I can get to a lot of these. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. I post videos every week, and I will update you guys on how I do with my TBR at the end of the month. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.